Every first visit to a new country is a bit confusing, malo zbunjujuće, not just because of the language, but because of maps, directions, places that you don't know. So today we're going to cover some of the main places you're going to visit for sure if you come to Serbia.
This is Serbian in 5 minutes. Short, simple lessons where you learn real Serbian, the language people use in everyday life, shaped by culture and real moments.
The first one that I chose is park, the one that is similar to English or the same. Park. You can say ja idem u park, I go or I'm going to the park. Or you can say ja sam u parku, I'm in the park. Why the different ending? Well, that's another story that's coming up soon. It's about the cases. Padrži. Another word, another place that is very similar is muzej, museum. You can say muzej radi u nedelju. The museum is working on Sunday, works on Sunday. You can say muzej ne radi danas. The museum doesn't work today. Or you can say ja volim muzeje. I like the museums in plural. Then we can mention Stanica, station. Similar to English, right? Stanica can be autobuska stanica, any bus station, or you can add one word to it, glavna, and then you get main bus station, glavna autobuska stanica. You also have glavna železnička stanica, main train or railway station. You can say čekam te na stanici. I'm waiting for you at the station. You can say izvinite, gde je autobuska stanica? Excuse me, where is the bus station? Or you can say, if you enter the cab, you can say do glavne autobuske stanice, to the main bus station. It actually comes from the word stajati, from the verb stajati, which means to stand, stay. Now we have Menjačnica, a place that you usually visit first, the exchange office. Menjačnica comes from the verb menjati, to change. In Menjačnica today, you can also pay some other bills or you can make payments. So it's not only for changing money. You can say, as an example, ja sam u Menjačnici. I'm in Menjačnica. Or you can say again, if you're asking somebody on the street, izvinite, gde je najbliža Menjačnica? Excuse me, where is the nearest exchange office? Two places of the highest importance in Serbia. Najvažniji, Kafić and Kafana. They both come from the same word, kafa, coffee, right? Kafić is usually just for kafa, for some drinks. It's more modern, it works during the day, and it's pretty relaxed. Kafana. Kafana is a place I cannot describe, I cannot explain. You actually have to go there and to experience Kafana. It's not only a place, it's the whole experience and the whole atmosphere. Sometimes you can also read it's the oldest institution in Serbia, najstarija institucija u Srbiji, which is a joke, but is partly true. When you walk into the Kafana, you can always find uživo muzika, live music, super hrana, amazing food, ljudi koji piju, people drinking, people standing on the table, singing, dancing, ljudi koji stoje na stolu, pevaju, plešu. And you might enter as a stranger, but at the end, you usually just walk out with at least 5 new friends. What can you eat in Kafana? Šta se jede u kafani? Naravno, ljeskavica, ćevapi, pečenje i naravno pije se rakija. Of course, we drink rakija in Kafana. Now, my favorite place, moje omiljeno mesto, Pekara, bakery. It comes from the verb peći, to bake, and that's how our days usually start, but of course, our days can also end in Pekara. I usually tell to my students that Pekara is the best test of Serbian knowledge, better than any test you're going to find anywhere. Because in Pekara, you have to be fast, brzi, you have to know what you want, da znate šta hoćete, you have to be precise, precizni, and you have to, of course, pay the exact amount of money that you should pay. Treba da platite onoliko koliko kažu. So it's very fast, it's usually crowded, but really, if you manage Pekara, you can manage everything in Serbia. Pijaca, market, usually an open market. We go there to buy voće, fruit, and povrće, vegetables. But at the end, we usually don't buy only that. At the end, we go home with domaća rakija, homemade rakija, domaći med, homemade honey, domaći džem, right? Anything domaće. And usually with some advice that you didn't really ask for. The most important phrase in Pijaca is jel domaće? Is it homemade? And yes, bargaining, cenkanje, is normal. So you might use this phrase. Other than koliko košta, how much is it, you might use jel može za? Can I get it for? And then you say the price. Of course, it doesn't work always. It's not even polite to use it always, but you can try. Možete da probate. Our amazing writer, pisac Momo Kapor, once wrote, onaj ko ne odlazi na pijacu, nikada neće upoznati srpski narod. The one who doesn't go to the market will never understand the Serbian people. And that is totally true. Potpuno tačno. Now we have one very short word, but somehow none of my students like it, probably because it has so many consonants in such a short word. That would be trg, T-R-G, trg, which means square. In Belgrade, we have very famous Trg Republike, the Republic Square. But here is something interesting. If you want to meet somebody at Trg Republike, which is most commonly the place where we all meet, you wouldn't say Nađemo se na trgu, let's meet at Trg. You would actually say Nađemo se kod konja. Let's meet at the horse. Which horse? Koji konj? Well, exactly on Trg Republike, on the Republic Square, there is a monument to Knez Mihajlo Obrenović, who is sitting on the horse, right? But nobody says Nađemo se kod Kneza Mihajla or Nađemo se kod spomenika. No, we all say Nađemo se kod konja. Somehow the horse is now more important than the whole monument itself, somehow. The place where people usually meet is different in every city, but in many, many cities in Serbia, we also meet at the clock, called Stata. So there is a huge sat at some square, and then you meet there. So you would say, Nađemo se kod sata. So maybe before you arrive to a certain city, maybe double check, where do people usually meet and how do they call that place? Which one of these words do you like the best? Is it park, muzej, stanica, glavna autobuska stanica, Kafić, Kafana, pijaca, pekara ili trg ili kod konja? Write me in the comments. Pišite mi u komentarima. Also, let me know if you visited one of these places and which one did you like the best? Did you manage to pay, to get what you wanted? How was it? Kako je bilo?